YouTuber David Dobrik went where no one else did.
Today I'm pulling a prank on Seth that may have the potential of being one of my favorite pranks I've ever done.
Seth, look. Seth, look. Seth.
I think we could all assume that David was going to have some type of inevitable fall, and it was a lot of like weird, dangerous, nonsensical pranks.
Who the is this guy? If you weren't a teenage girl in the 2000s, you might not know who David Dobrik is. He was an early Vine star, the social media platform that focused on 6-second videos. By 2013, he put up his first Vine video, and the rest is history.
It's a boy. Let me just cut off the umbilical cord. Sir, you just cut off his penis. It's a girl.
This is the app where David Dobrik garnered millions of views before he rose to fame on YouTube.
It's kind of like the TikTok of the earlier 2000s. He wasn't the only one doing it. Obviously, we had Logan Paul, we had Jake Paul, we had kind of all of those creators, all of those loyal people who watched them on Vine, who liked their short form pranks, were like, well, let's take from 6 seconds to 6 minutes. And all of a sudden, you have, 8 million subscribers.
By 2015, he hit YouTube and became the Logan Paul with a less mugshotty face. Part of Dobrik's appeal is the vlog squad. It's like a group of friends that get into trouble together and that he's constantly pranking.
Really a rotating group. It was never really the exact same people. I equivalent it to a frat house, but YouTube. There were a few characters, so to speak, that were recurring.
Comedian Jason Nash, Jeff Wittick.
There were a couple girls, Natalie was in there.
Josh Peck, Corinna Kopf, Seth Franois.
And of course, Dirty Dom Zaglatis.
For me, Vlog Squad reminds me a lot of the Jackass franchise and that whole grouping. It was a lot of like weird, dangerous, nonsensical pranks.
Doing things like, hey, I'll get back at you by marrying your mom.
No one will marry you ever.
Yeah, mother. I'm flying to Boston to propose to Jason's mom. Lorraine, Charlotte Nash.
Will you marry me?
True story.
There was also this time at his house where he had a scientist over. He did some chemical reaction that caused this slime to go all over his house and into his backyard.
Another one is putting drunk texts with his friend on a billboard in LA. These are expensive pranks, my friend.
Shortly after his first channel launched, he launched his second YouTube channel, David Dobrik 2, where he gave more of a behind-the-scenes look into him and his Vlog Squad's shenanigans. Between these two channels, he amassed 25 million followers.
Dobrik is living the life. By day, he's driving around and pulling pranks with his buddies. By night, he's hanging out with Charli D'Amelio.
Once you're at the top, it's hard to stay at the top. And so I think we could all assume that David was going to have some type of inevitable fall, and he certainly did. In 2017, David released a video called He Thought He Was Kissing Her. This was when he pranked Seth Francois, one of the Vlog Squad members, into kissing a disguised Jason Nash.
When I opened my eyes, I was like, my life is over.
Basically, to shorten it up, he made one of the Vlog Squad members kiss a dude without knowing.
So he was tricked into being a homosexual. Happened to me too, and I just stuck with it.
Seth actually came out and he said he didn't consent to it and was pretty upset about it.
Part of the reason this controversy blew up is because the year was 2017, and the Me Too movement was bubbling up, and the idea of consent was now on everyone's lips. So at this point, these controversies are getting brushed under the rug, partially because David is making bank.
My check each month would be a little over $275,000.
Not to mention he has numerous brand deals, SeatGeek being one of them.
SeatGeek is an amazing app that helps you buy tickets in literally the easiest way possible.
SeatGeek.
SeatGeek. This next part of the video is brought to you by SeatGeek.
David's so successful at this point that he's buying cars on the reg for his friends and of course, filming it and putting it up on his channel. By 2019, he's the 5th most viewed YouTube channel on the internet. He's also lands on Variety's Young Hollywood Power List, and he was even dubbed the Jimmy Fallon of Gen Z.
I find that incorrect. Don't come for Jimmy like that.
Another controversy came up in 2018 for a video called She Shouldn't Have Played with Fire. So basically in this video, Dirty Dom has invited like 5 women over to have a 5-some orgy Don't make me do the math. I can't figure it out.
Dom's throwing sexual innuendos, he's throwing jokes.
You guys are the only ones for me. I don't talk to any other girl.
And eventually we see them go into the bedroom with Dom. And by the end, we see Dom shirtless, sweaty, and bragging that he had his first threesome.
Was that your first threesome?
Yeah, thanks, David.
This, of course, comes back to haunt him. In 2021, one of the women in the threesome video accused Dirty Dom of rape. She said she was blackout drunk and wasn't able to give consent. Unfortunately, those allegations would be the first of many. 2 more women also spoke to Business Insider, accusing Dirty Dom of preying on them. 2020 is when things really started to go downhill for David. During the pandemic, he tried to pivot into making podcasts, but it also allowed his former coworkers, the Vlog Squad, to really reflect on their time with their old buddy David.
This is when all of this backlash was coming out from multiple of his disturbing videos and Vlog Squad members who were coming forward with their own feelings, specifically Seth. Former
Vlog Squad member Seth Franois posted a video that basically is a takedown of all the racist bullshit that David Dobrik and the other members put upon him, and basically all the times that they treated him as the token black friend in the Vlog Squad.
What we need now is accountability. Get on your platform and apologize.
Dobrik seemingly replied to Seth's video by coming out with an apology that didn't actually really address any of the allegations, but more just was slid in at the top of one of his regular videos.
I'm sorry. I did not ever mean to make anybody feel out of place. I genuinely just want to make you have a good time, and I'm going to do that from here on out, and I'm going to do a better job at it.
As if things couldn't get any worse in 2020, enter the rope swing crane accident. So David brought an excavator into the ocean and attached a rope to it and had his buddy swinging on it while he was operating it. When it was Jeff Wittick's turn, Dobrik started swinging the crane way too fast, causing Wittick to collide into the crane and face some serious injuries.
In 2022, Jeff Wittick came forward as actually suing David for $10 million over the incident.
So then in 2021, Seth Franois goes on the H3 podcast and drops a bombshell.
His own form of sexual assault allegation, saying that he didn't consent to being touched.
I'm a man coming out about something that's like a sexual battery, sexual assault type of situation.
This is about the he thought he was kissing her video where he kissed Nash instead of Karina. He felt he needed to speak out because it wasn't okay, and there needed to be accountability for that.
Later that year, David Dobrik releases an apology video.
Hey guys, it's David. Consent is something that's super, super important to me. I'm sorry to Seth. I missed the mark with that one, and I'm really sorry. I truly, truly am. I don't stand for any kind of misconduct.
I don't think an apology is going to fix all the things he did, but A for effort.
David promises to do better and that he's learned from his mistakes, and he's very sad, but he did take a hit.
David lost over 100,000 subscribers and was losing his sponsorship deals from DoorDash to SeatGeek and beyond.
In 2021, Dobrik tries to get the Vlog Squad gang back together,
but he never addressed any of the controversies around the group or the allegations against himself.
And guess who's missing? Jeff Wittick.
My beef with David, the fact that he is a scumbag friend, flipping the script saying that, oh, it was Jeff's idea. He's crazy.
Seth Franois, no surprise, didn't reunite with the old gang either.
The Vlog Squad seemed to go their separate ways and started their own podcast and started making content for other platforms, including, but not limited to, OnlyFans.
But we're not just starting OnlyFans.
With some more racy content, if you know what I mean.
In 48 hours, how much money did you make?
I made a little over $1 million.
Did you think we wouldn't get to OnlyFans?
David is still out there wandering the earth somewhere. He last posted in 2022, and it was a video called Hot Tub with an International Model. Seems on brand.
And he started a pizza joint on Sunset Boulevard in Los Angeles called Dobrik's Pizza. Dobrik's Pizza. It's honestly the best thing he's come up with.
David Dobrik has kind of done it all, and we're not really sure what happens next with him, and I don't think he does either.